Thank you. Y'all have some wonderful voices out here. So now I know you can sing. It's going to be especially useful at the end, which will be a little surprise for y'all. But first thing I'm going to ask you to do is actually to stand up. We had one other speaker ask y'all to do that too. So just get a little shakedown. So let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to take this down to 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So stay standing for 1 second. I want you to clap along with me for a second. So we're going to hold one beat. So I'm going to do a little bit of dancing to start this off, and you're giving me the downbeat for that, all right? All right, so keep going. We're going to take this first half, and you're going to stop clapping. You're going to continue clapping. Yep. So what you're going to do is you're going to clap now. We're doing a little rhythm exercise here, waking up your brains. Yeah. All right, so keep going. 3, 4, 1. Keep that in your brain. This half. All right, so you're going to stop clapping. 3, 4, 1. 4, 1, 3, 4. So listen to what I'm going to do next. Ready? Now I have to remember the rhythm. Good. Yeah. You got it? All right, give yourself a round of applause. Y'all did great. You can sit down now. You get a little bit of a break. So the reason why I started off with that is because I found that music, dance, poetry, all that stuff really relates to education in a lot of ways. Just the simplicity of music relating to math specifically. And that it's like really just a union of math and art. It's like math and art, if they had a baby, you have music in essence. And so we're really breaking down some simple ideas. I know, right? It's just a great choice of words. But taking a simple idea and really breaking it down in that way. And then also what we just did is that we really covered a lot of different cultures too. So there's some cultural learning in that if you didn't actually know that. So what happened was that was really useful that I'm actually standing on a circle is because in a lot of different African-American, especially African diaspora cultures, the circle is really important when it comes to art and when it comes to exchanging knowledge and information. And so with the circle, what you have is that you'll have people standing on the outside of the circle communicating and also connected physically and emotionally and mentally when somebody steps into the middle of the circle like I did in essence, and then they share their information with everybody else who's supporting them through a rhythmic exercise. So that's one way that we did that, with the beats on the 2 and the floor, the simple claps, that whole thing. Now what we did after is that we transitioned out of it by going into a more complex rhythm where we were going like the 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, and 4. So we held the 3. And then we went into actually a Latin rhythm, which is done by the clave beats for salsa dancing. So you have different parts of people's ethnicities also being taught in pretty much, I think that was about a minute, something like that, maybe a minute and a half. So that's some of the things that we'll work on with the students in the schools, just using that. And it's also really useful with different rhythms to get the students' attention. They get really excited, especially with that clave beat. I don't know why. It's a really exciting thing with that. So I wanted to start off with that just to get y'all warmed up. And also, believe it or not, I haven't really been dancing that long out of my whole life. I grew up, and my mom said that I had a mean baby bounce. I still don't really understand what that means because pretty much every baby literally bounces the same exact way. So I don't know, take that for what you will. But after I was a baby and I became an infant and started growing up from there, I actually wouldn't dance. Like, you couldn't pay me to dance. I was not interested in it. My mom tried to get me to do piano. No, I just wanted soccer and basketball and all the other sports and stuff. And so what was really interesting is that I started picking it up around the same time that I started working with the youth. So I still haven't figured out why that happened around the same time, but I literally just realized a couple of days ago that that was the case. And so when I started picking it up, I was self-taught. So I started with the different styles of popping and locking and the waving stuff that I was doing earlier. And then I went into different studios for modern and stuff, and I started learning from a more formalized teacher in the front, students sitting down, or watching the teacher and trying to assimilate knowledge in that way. But it was really a unique experience getting to be able to explore my body before learning through somebody else's point of view of like what's going on inside of me. So we'll get back to that later on. But for the first thing, I want to also open up with a psalm, which is actually Psalm 29:18, and it says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." And so in my church growing up, we had that posted up on a banner, and below that it said, "Where there are no people, the vision perishes." And so my grandfather and then pastor imparted that knowledge to me at a really young age, and that was really important growing up because I literally didn't take a position or anything type of job without having a vision for what I was doing going in the future for it and how it would help people and how it would actually be instrumental. So that's really important. I also realized that with visions, you have generational visions too, and the importance of generational work when it comes to the vision. And so I recently read an article that actually said that if you have 5 generations alive, you're very blessed. And they had a whole article on this family who actually had 5 generations alive at the same time, which I can't even imagine what that's like. We've got to 4 at one point in my family, and I found that to be huge. But I actually believe that if you have 3 generations alive that are actually communicating with each other, that's a huge blessing. And some of you might understand how hard it is to communicate with just 2 generations, never mind 3 in the audience here. So that's a really big thing. So I'm really grateful to my grandfather for the conversations we have and had, the wisdom that he's imparted, and also just the guidance that he's offered. One of the things I'm going to share is one of my own interdisciplinary works where if you connect writing with music and a melody, you create a song naturally. So this song that I'm about to present to you is called Find a Love, and it speaks to the need for mutual understanding, a cross-generational respect, and a love for each other, which really are the answers to a lot of our problems in this day and age. So now I'm going to invite out Jake Bedard, and we're going to get set up really quickly, and then we'll be right back with you. All right, thank you so much. So yeah, we're going to go. So before we do this, I also want to encourage you to snap along, clap along. I also want to encourage you to sing along too, which is why I was saying the singing before. So the lyrics for the chorus is, "There is so much more to life." So can you repeat that after me? There is so much more to life. Y'all seem so dead out here. You better start talking a little bit. Goodness gracious. There is so much more to life. Thank you. There you go. Than fights with bullies on the playground. Mm-hmm. And if you take a look inside, you'll find a love for others way down. Yep. And that third line changes every now and then, but you know, you got the gist of it somewhat. Good. All right. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Towering shadows on the wall. Don't look up high, they will knock you way down. Thank you for snapping. Your confidence is bound to fall. You can't ignore dark shadows following you around. 'Cause there is so much more to life than fights with bullies on the playground. And if you take a look inside, You'll find a love for others way down. Oh, daunting figures watch you sleep, shutters in the covers of security. Oh, don't make a sound, don't make a peep, lest you risk rocking waters miles deep. 'Cause there is so much more to life than fights with bullies on the playground. And if you drop the toy by your side, you'll find a love for others way down. Can I scat for y'all a little bit? Yeah? All right. Ska-boo-ba-dee-da-dee-da-da-doo-dee-da. Oh, children sent off to war to fight for money for their mother and father, while we sit blaming the poor for our country's problems. Fix them, we won't bother, 'cause there is so much more to life than fights with bullies on the playground. And if you find your joy inside, you'll find the love for others way down. Can I get a hand clap? There is so much more to life. Yeah, you can sing it. Than fights with bullies on the playground. And if you find your joy inside, you'll find the love for others way down. Oh, there is so much more to life. But we did that fighting bullies on the playground. And if you find your joy inside, you'll find a love for others way down. Thank you so much. Jake Bedard.